All right, welcome, my bows and bow ties. This is the Black Opinionated Woman, also known as a bow, and I am going to try to get through this recap of And Just Like That, season 1, episode 7. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, everybody always blow me up. So, for those of you who don't know, I talk about three things on my channel: Black women, Black culture, anything that's middle aged. That includes middle aged shows, career stuff, getting older, whatever it is. But anyway, so we're going to be talking or recapping And Just Like That, season 1, episode 7. Part of the fabric of my 20s and 30s, okay? Because it is the reboot to Sex in the City. All right, so let's just get right on to it. Let me go ahead. So I even have some slides I put together. It's much easier for me to try to be much more prepared this way. So let's get on with it. Let me go ahead and take this off here. Okay, these are just my opinions. And I meant to put up my hold on a second, because you know what? I just want to make sure people know I don't need any drama. Let me go. Can you guys see that? This is fair use. So I am taking snippets of any sort of video, or if it's not the video, it's going to be maybe photos or something like that. Okay. So these are the takeaways. Number one, I actually think that this wasn't a bad episode. Now, most of the people are probably going to think that this sucks balls, but I think that this has actually gotten better. Okay. So I give it a 7 out of 10. So I actually enjoyed some of the humor with Carrie. Let me bring myself up so you can see me. So I enjoyed some of the humor with Carrie. Okay. Like I actually got a couple of hee-haws here. You know, it's getting better. And I think if people can just get out of the this sucks balls mode. I mean, because sometimes it really does suck balls. Um, then I think that you can halfway enjoy it. Make sure I turn this down. Okay, number two. Bring it up bigger. Miranda is giving me more cringe with the whole shade situation. Charlotte is still stupid with her face and her clothing and basically her overall everything. And yes, I do think that the writers are still trolling the viewers. They are trolling Gen X. Like, seriously, I really feel like they're trying to pick a fight with Gen X. But anyway, I just think that they think we're stupid. All right. So let's get on to it. Carrie. So but take a look at this for a second. Maybe I should make this bigger. Can you see that? Yeah, so we are in Carrie's apartment. And basically, if I go back to the first slide, I kept talking. At the top, it says it's dark, 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 dark. It seems like most of the show or the episode was like really just shot at night. Like literally, it was, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Is this a better view? Maybe I should go back to this view. It was shot at night. Sorry, I'm getting it together. Okay, so basically what we see is we see like it opens up and it's like, I guess it's trying to show that she's passing seasons. So I guess I don't know if she's 56 here. I was kind of confused, but they show many days and nights passing almost as if she's going through these seasons. And so anyway, she's in her old apartment, and as if you can't tell, the old apartment looks like it's gotten a facelift. But anyway, so she's in there working on a book or a novel of her life. She's giving, I don't know if it's based off of, I don't know if it's supposed to be like an autobiography. Well, no, I think it's like a fictional story. So anyway, she's doing that. And so now she's got to go see an editor. And basically, the editor is like, hey, I need you to give us some hope. Let me see. First of all, you know what? I didn't even show half of my situations here. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, sorry, cancel. I wanted to show this clip. Share screen, go to tab. Okay. So let's go ahead. So here, this is what the promo shows.
At some point, you're going to start dating again.
Okay. So I don't want to show too much because I don't need any drama. Okay. So anyway, let's move on to this whole, yeah. So she's with this editor. And the editor's basically letting her know, like, you know what, your book is like really dark. It's making me basically want to like slip my wrists or something and go jump off the front stoop. So she's like, I need you to give the reader some hope, you know. And so basically what happens is she's telling her she needs to start considering dating, just to try a tiny little date. And maybe at the end of this book, it'll have like one chapter or a half a page or half a paragraph or whatever it is that gives the reader hope. So Carrie gets on a dating app and she finds this guy who I don't think is a bad looking guy. I thought he was kind of cute. But anyway, stay tuned. So next, here we go. So now we get on to this next scene, and it shows LTW, which is Lisa Todd Wexley or whatever her name is, and she's playing with Charlotte. Now let me just stop right here. First of all, I could not find a good photo of um, her friend LTW, aka Lisa, what the heck is her name? Lisa Nicole or whatever her name is. She was flat out gorgeous, and her tennis outfit, which I wanted in my life, super dope. I don't know what the hell this was that Charlotte was wearing. I wish you guys could see the whole thing. The top looks good. Her face looks good. Actually, she looks really beautiful here. But if you could see the whole outfit in totality, I was like, what is that? And the reason why I'm leaning in on the whole fashion thing is because typically people who play tennis have access to disposable income. So there's a fashion element to it. Sorry, I'm drinking some tea. So, but Charlotte is not, working the fashion. But LTW, she shows up, and let me tell you, she is killing it. I think I want to be her now. That was a joke. So anyway, they go play tennis, and I guess it's like this whole wanting to take down these older ladies. And for those of you who don't know anything about tennis, why is this doing this? I feel like I hear an echo. A lot of times, if you're new or when you've been playing, for those of you who have any seasoning to you, you know that when you see some of these older ladies out there, they're actually pretty good. So I can understand her wanting to take them down, but I just okay, like I don't know, I'm over it. Next, so let's get on to it. So I don't even know what to say about this. So there was this whole weird scene with Miranda at the produce stand. Okay. Everything about this scene, I have all my notes here. Everything about this scene was so. I think they gave her a lobotomy. They flat out gave her a lobotomy. Everyone in this scene was just acting all the way out. Let's go to the beginning. First of all, her outfit was actually super cute. Like, I wish I had zoomed out, but her jeans outfit with the jacket and stuff, honestly, let me just say for the record, even though Miranda has had a lobotomy in this series, her character, well, first of all, Cynthia Nixon, I think is a beautiful woman anyway. But I love this look on her. So I know there's all the hoopla about her dressing herself and all sorts of. I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to get caught up in like how dare she want to dress herself. Sometimes she knocks it out of the park. Sometimes she doesn't. Her makeup looks good. Even her wig is styled nicely. I just think she looks good here. But that's where the good times end because she in this scene she's on the phone and she's calling for Steve and she's yelling and apparently he's stupid and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what was going on, but it was just so weird because he can't hear. She's like, "Come over here." Like, oh my goodness. What they did was Steve is now 85. That's basically it. He has turned 85 in this episode. He went from being 55, deaf and stupid, to like 85, dumb and dumber. Like everything about it made him so like get him off the screen. And I don't even understand. He comes over, he's like, I don't know. I lost my wallet and it's over there by the pickle man or wherever he was. And now I have to go back and get my wallet. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, either next season they get it right with Steve or they write him off the show because I can't take that. How did he go from being the guy who cheated on her in Sex in the City to this guy who's completely like fumbling and helpless and stupid? So anyway, yeah, so they aged Steve to be about 500 years old. I don't understand the character and they just need to do better. But then this is the thing that really irks me. Naya or Nia, I'm not sure exactly what her name is. She shows up again by happenstance. Really? So Nia shows up by happenstance to the produce stand with her husband. Oh, I didn't want you to meet my husband. The whole situation was just so weird because I don't know any professor that's that invested in their students unless they're banging them. Like, you know what I mean? Can I say that? Like, it doesn't make any sense that they're suddenly like acting like they're going to be the next bestie or something. But anyway, so she shows up and I don't know what was wrong with Nia, but like she basically throws up the words that, ugh, like, well, her husband walks off to go get something, I don't know, pears or tomatoes, potatoes, or raisins or something. I don't know what he was getting. And she throws up all over herself, not literally, but just her language. It was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to tell him I got my period. Like, I don't understand why she feels the need to share her entire reproductive situation with this same dingaling who had a lobotomy almost every episode. Like in the last episode, or maybe 2 episodes back, I can't remember. It's running together already. Miranda, she kind of was like normal for a little bit, but then she went back to having her lobotomy. But anyway, so now Nia is being weird. Miranda's weird. Steve's weird. The whole situation is weird. But she confesses to Miranda that she's dreading telling her husband that she got her cycle that day. Um, yeah, let's just move on because I was just, yeah, I'm just over it. So then, okay, let me just blow this up because so okay, Carrie did go back to her publicist, right? And let me just put myself on here for a second. Carrie did go back to her publicist for a period of time to discuss the book, and the publicist is just kind of like showing her some covers, and Carrie's like, I don't really like it. Maybe we shouldn't publish this book at all. I'm feeling kind of weird about putting myself out there. And the publicist is like, okay, well, whatever. But she's just kind of like, we're going to do it. We're going to publish it. And she said, and she like teases Carrie with this whole like it's been pitched to Oprah's book club, and so there's some there's some noise and being generated around it. So now Carrie's feeling like, oh, okay. So then after that, she goes to lunch and meet with the girls. Now this is what I don't understand. Let me make just this for a second. Take a look at this. First of all, I don't understand why Seema is here, but since she's here, let's fawn on Seema because I am a total Seema fan. She can practically do no wrong. Isn't she amazing? Look at her. There's something electric about this woman. However, we have to get honest. We have to be honest here. Why is she here? Like, I don't know how I felt like I got bodied up. Like, they were like, she's now here. She's just going to be at lunch and she's the new Samantha. I don't know. I like that they're not making her overly Samantha ish. She's got her own personality and style. She's super sleek. However, I have a question. Why is she always in neutral colors? What is up with that? I don't know. Nevertheless, I don't understand why she's here. Like, why is she here? So, with that being said, um, Seema's amazing. I'm a Seema stan, and she can almost do no wrong. What I don't understand is why is uh, I don't know. I just kind of feel like I get it. They took Carrie a little bit back to her roots with the whole book publishing thing, but and nowadays you're not just book publishing, you can self-publish, you can put out an ebook, an audiobook. And you would think with her, like they took her to a podcast, and I'm thinking, shouldn't she have like a video podcast? I don't know. Or maybe should she not like be on a show or have her own show? I just kind of feel like what's going on here? Like I don't know. It's something's not quite sticking with me. But anyway, she's out to lunch with, Seema, who I stand for, all the way stand for. I love you, Seema. Okay, so we're gonna move on past that. Next. So Carrie is walking home with Miranda, and I'm just sitting here like, what is up with Miranda? Because all she could think about is I, Shay, let me go back here for a second so you guys can see me. She's all about that whole like, what is the lifespan? Can you see me? I gotta go on this side. What is the lifespan of like people being like absent from texting back? I don't know. So Shay apparently hasn't texted her back from the last episode when she was reaching out to Shay, and Carrie is, basically swearing off sex, and you know, Miranda's like, I don't know if I could ever swear off sex. He was like, I can't imagine not having sex with Shay ever again. And then of course, self-centered Carrie makes it about herself. She loves to center herself. But it was a good point. She basically says, well, Big is actually dead. So she's always referencing the fact that he died. And I got the impression she was trying to explain to Miranda, like, well, you can't say that you'll never have sex again, right? Because she's still living. Whereas I'm not going to have that with Big. I just thought it was interesting that Carrie had to center herself over and over again. And I wanted to show that clip real quick. Let me see. Let me go back. Hold on, hold on. Let me get my light together. Oh, shoot. Oh, damn it. Share. Stop screen. Share. Share screen. I always do this. Look, guys, this is just like a lot. All right. So here we are. Let me see if I can get this right.
What's the lifespan of an unanswered text?
Okay, sorry, I went past it too much. But anyway, so you see her being all kinds of like weird and creepy, and I was just like, she's way too obsessed with Shay, and Shay is just kind of like living her best life, and she literally is just not pressed about silly Miranda with the lobotomy. The whole thing is weird. So anyway, I just wanted to point out there's like this reoccurring theme throughout this episode where Carrie wants to make sure everyone knows that Big is dead. So I don't know if anyone knows it. Dear viewer or anybody who's watching this channel, Big is dead. He all the way died. So now she has to make sure she points this out over and over and over again. Okay, let me bring it back to myself. So next, Charlotte has dinner with Harry. I don't really have a slide for this. I'm gonna run through this quickly because it was kind of like, She has dinner with Harry. Harry's in his feelings. Basically, he's listening to Charlotte. Charlotte's like talking about tennis, blah, blah, blah. Harry's in his feelings. I want to play tennis. I'm a good tennis player. Tennis, tennis, tennis. Oh, I need attention. So basically, Harry's in his feelings and Charlotte is in another stupid dress. And it's like at nighttime. Next. So now there's this scene where, so this is the thing. Naya slash Nia, with however we're pronouncing her name, she's getting another package on her own. So I love that the melanated ladies are getting some play. I'm just not sure if I understand why. Like, I'm like, what's going on? Like, why is she getting this on her own? So Nia is driving with her husband, and her car is one of those really kind of like intelligent, high-tech cars. And so what happens is a text message comes in from Miranda, and it's like basically, I'm sorry that you are not pregnant, or I forgot exactly what it was, but basically her car bombs her out. Her car trolled her in front of her husband. Yo. I was here for it actually because I don't know why. It was just funny to me. I don't know. But I just want you to know, if you didn't know, Nia slash Naya is having fertility problems because they're making sure they let us know that she's having fertility problems. And her car trolled her. But this is what was so interesting about that scene. So at first it wasn't funny, but then I realized it was actually funny. So Nia's driving, her car trolls her by bombing her out, like, yo. sorry, you're not pregnant, right? Husband doesn't know it, so now he's feeling some kind of way, like, yo, I just found out from the car that you're pregnant. And basically, Miranda sent you that text, and she knew before me, like, you're on your cycle, you're not pregnant. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. But because they're talking about this, Nia's not paying attention and almost hits this couple. These two guys were walking. I don't even know if it's even important that they were gay. Why did I even bring it up? See, maybe I need some sensitivity training or something. But anyway, these two guys are walking their toddler, and she almost hits them. And the one guy has a meltdown, and he had a full-on Karen moment. Can a guy have a Karen moment? Anyway, so the guy is like, "Hey, I have a toddler. I have a toddler." And I'm like, all right, dude, everybody, he has a toddler. And she's looking like, yo, he has a toddler. But I just thought it was interesting because he wanted to make sure everybody knew that, like, yo, you almost took me and my toddler out. But he was walking with his beau or man or husband, or I don't know what it was, but it was something. So I think what made it so funny was it was just so outrageously ridiculous. And at first I was like, yes, we know all the fertility issues. But then for whatever reasons, I just lived in the moment and was like, yo, homie was like extra. He was all the way extra. So, but anyway, I just find it interesting that Nia is getting her own packages. Um, but yeah, he was feeling some kind of way that Miranda knew before him, as I would. So, okay, now it's time for let me go ahead and bring back the slides. So Charlotte and Harry play doubles. What is going on with this dress? Now, let me tell you something. I actually thought about, just to be shady, I had actually thought to go up into my closet and take a picture of my tennis outfits. That's just the ones that are hanging. That's not counting what's in like drawers and stuff, and then all of my sneakers, because we gotta match and be stylish. I am about that life. Um, I didn't, because then I'm like, well, I don't know. It just wasn't in my spirit. I was like, I probably should. And I don't know how that would have been received, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, why does she look so frumpy here? They didn't have to do that to her. And yes, she's a little thicker here, but you know how many women who are thicker who play tennis and they do not look like that? They don't look like that. So I'm already like feeling some kind of way that they wrote this shenanigans. This is the reason why I can't stand Charlotte's character. She is so irritating. You know what? I think I do have, hold on, I think I do have that clip. Let me like fast forward to that. Okay, let me see. Let me bring it up. All right, let's go ahead and play it. It's only like a few. Whoops, wrong one, wrong one. It's only like a few seconds.
Hey, Luce, we got this. I got it.
Don't you have something?
Okay, so basically, Charlotte is playing doubles. This match point, and I guess Harry was like, "Be aggressive" and all this other stuff. And so Charlotte goes for the point, and I guess they win. Harry's in his feelings and gets hit or knocked down or whatever. And this is when they took the time to give us a woke woman, because they got to give us at least 1, 2, or 10 in every episode. Did you guys know that Harry is Jewish? If you didn't know, now you know, because they took the time to let us know that he was just a Jewish guy playing tennis when he got knocked down, trying to be athletic. I'm not sure why it's relevant, but they wanted us to know. So I wanted to make sure you know that Harry is Jewish, because we're woke. So Harry's still in his feelings, and he's like, Charlotte, can you apologize? You knocked me down. I'm in my feelings. And Charlotte's like, well, he kept turning it into a thing. So this is the thing. Charlotte never apologizes, but he's turning it into a thing. And Charlotte decides that this is the time where she wants to fall on her sword and get a backbone over this tennis match. But I kind of get it. So this is the thing. Okay, my notes basically, I just said, honestly, in this moment, Charlotte should have just apologized. She knocked him down going for the match point. It's okay. It's about being courteous. But I couldn't understand why he leaned in so hard on this one thing of all things, and she's leaning in hard. Basically, I was just here for the petty. It was just so petty, like, but I was here for it because every relationship has these petty moments. And so she doesn't want to apologize. But I kind of got where she was coming from. She's basically saying, like, I was going for the point. I didn't mean to. Um, and this is basically where she gets to be, I guess, aggressive and play and do her thing. But Harry basically is having a temper tantrum over this lack of apology. And I don't know why they had to put this in the thing, but it was almost like, okay, the petty is real. I was here for the petty, the all the way petty. All right, so look, there's this scene I didn't capture a slide for because it was just so I didn't even look hard. I probably could have found one. So Miranda is in the kitchen with Steve. Now look, Miranda, the writers. Miranda's in the kitchen with 85-year-old Steve, because remember, he's like 85 or 500 now. And I guess she wants to get some sort of excitement in her life because she had that feeling with with Shay. So now she's like, she basically attacks Steve. And Steve is like, what's going on? Like, and she's just kind of like, we can get it in. Let's try something. Blah, blah, blah. Touch me, finger me, all sorts of stuff. And he's like, okay. So, of course, the mood is broken, but I get it. You don't want to have nasty fingers, but he's got to take this time, wash his hands, and commence to the fingerization of which he didn't do it the way Shay did. But I honestly just think that with Miranda, her mind wasn't going to be in the right space anyway. It could have been any man, and I don't think it would have been good enough for her. I think if it wasn't Shay, it wasn't going to be good enough. So anyway, Steve tries to get her off, and it doesn't work. Miranda's obnoxious. The whole thing is just weird. And to be honest, I'm like, if you guys haven't done anything all that time, don't you think he deserves some sort of like foreplay or warm up? He's supposed to just turn on like that because now that you've been awakened by Shay, that now all of a sudden, like, it was just so selfish and weird, and it didn't make sense. And they act like Steve was never sexual. So now you've got Steve, who they aged tremendously, who's only supposed to be 50 something years old, who acts like he's 85. He acts like he's never figured out how to fingers. The whole thing is so weird. It was just so weird. Next. So Carrie goes on a date. Now let me get it together. Hold on. Let me get myself together. Now let me just say, look at this picture right here on the left. Gorge. Okay. She looks good here. I don't understand the bun because usually, but see, so it's weird. She really didn't want to take this date. She was doing it just to like have an experience so she can write about hope in her book or whatever. So I get it. It wasn't like she was vested in a date, but her outfit is gorgeous. I think she looks really good here, but this bun, I'm just kind of like, usually if you're going to go out, you might have some hair down, some tendrils down or something like that. You don't typically go in a bun. That's something for church, a meeting, something very formal, a funeral. I don't know. But if you're going on a date and you want to be hot, mm-mm. So you guys have seen a lot of these dark images here, right? Very little lighting, and it's all about coming out like trying to like find spring or something. It's like they're starting out in the dark. So if you look at the pictures of her date now, on the way, she looks gorgeous. Now this top um right and top bottom, I'm sorry, in bottom right pictures, this is her on her date. And the guy's a good looking guy. Um, but the guy confesses right away, like, this is the first date after my wife died. I had a clip, I didn't write it down. I'm not gonna go search for it. And so basically they realized because they had this weird, like awkward, like with the pregnant pause. And then they realized they needed some drinks. They wound up getting fired up and then throwing up. I was not a fan of watching two middle-aged people throw up on screen. Not a fan. Okay. But anyway, so she goes on this date with this guy, and they seem to have a good time during their date. But in the end, they threw up, and it was just kind of weird. And but all right, we're gonna move past that. We're gonna get on to the auction now. Look, this was my favorite scene of the episode. It was almost perfect, okay? Until Miranda and Shane ruined it, but it was almost a perfect scene. Like, honestly, this is where I got like my internal hee-haws. Okay. So I know a lot of people want to hate on this series. And let me tell you something, this series needs some work, but it has gotten better. This scene had me all the way laughing because not like but it was like on the inside. Okay, first of all, let's look at Lisa again. She is stunning. I wish I could have found that tennis outfit. She is stunning. Her outfits on the every episode is all the way slaying. All the way slaying. I don't know what's going on with that necklace thing, but I think it still works. Everything about her works. She is so okay. What you see here is she's at an auction with her husband, and she's horrible. And so basically the chemistry is not there. So her and her husband have built up tension throughout the night. So anyway, let me see. Did we go on to the next thing? So basically, Carrie is mingling about with, I don't have a Miranda in this particular picture, but she's mingling with her friends. And basically what they're doing is they're just talking about stuff. She's recounting her date. Um, Carrie's updo. I think they showed pictures of it in the back. I don't know if I have a picture here, but it was really pretty. I just don't understand why it seems like almost every scene now she's in a bun. But her updo was gorgeous. I liked her outfit. Honestly, she looked good. Charlotte still looks a mess. They have her looking completely frumpy. Harry is being all the way petty because he's still like, you have not apologized. Like, and I'm just kind of like, he was just kind of like, you could have said you were sorry. He said it like, I don't know how many times. Let me see. I think I do have a little clip of the auction. This auction was funny. I don't know why I was all the way like entertained by it, but here, let's see. Here.
You want to say it to me?
Women apologize to the whole world all day long for everything. Sorry, not sorry.
Okay, so look, this whole thing, I just want to just say, if I haven't said it before, Charlotte sucks. She just sucks so much. I mean, like the suckosity is real. Her outfits are stupid. Her acting is like it's just her character, everything about her. Like, I'm like, who talks like that? Basically, all she had to do was just come out and just say, hey, look, you know, I didn't even really want to invite you to play tennis, not because I don't love you, but that was my space where I get to be my aggressive, non-perfect, whatever it is self, and I get to win. And I don't have to apologize for going for the shot. And I didn't want to apologize. And maybe I do owe you an apology, but you invited yourself into my space, my activity. She could have used much more mature language. I just feel like she's just here to piss me all the way off. I think the writers knew who I was. They were like, there's some woman out there, the Black opinionated woman. She's Gen X, and I want to piss her off. I want to, because this is personal. It's actually personal at this point. I want you to listen to me. This shiggity is personal. It's personal. All right, so look, Charlotte she's tired of apologizing, and because it's basically her world. I mean, she's practically like, all my life I had to. She tried to pull a color purple, but the white version, like, oh my life I had to. Girl. But anyway, she didn't want to play with her husband, so that whole sorry, not sorry, like, It's just so lame. Like, I don't get it. Oh my goodness, get her off my screen. Get her off my screen. Gosh. So that was when she was like having her moment, as you can see, with the stupid faces. Still beautiful lady, but irritating. All right. I just can't. So anyway, Miranda was talking to the girls about how she was trying to have sex with Steve, and Steve sucks. When in reality she sucks, and so this is where Miranda once again acts like she's a ding dong. So Miranda, basically, now check this out. So like ding dong Miranda notices that Shay is one of the speakers or whatever at this gala, this event, this charity situation. And so she's like she's in middle school, like a child. Like it was so weird. I didn't even I was like, what is that? Like what's going on? So Miranda Miranda in full ding dongery, she's like, oh, like she sees Shay and like she just leaves Carrie. It's like the world just falls away because now this is like Shay time. This is Shay's world and she's just hoping to be part of it. So Shay takes the stage, has some really bad jokes, and everyone's like, they're just like, like they're just all like loving it. Like, let me see, get that on there. Yeah, they're just like all in, like all in. Y'all see that? Isn't that cute? I love that. Let's see that again. Like, hold on a second. Look at me clapping. I'm so amazing. I'm pulling a Carrie. I'm amazing. All right, let's go back. So let me take that off. All right, so anyway, so now she's in there, she's looking at Shay like Shay's amazing, blah blah blah. And she made eye contact with Shay, and Shay sees her after the show and the whole 9 yards. Oh Lord Jesus. So anyway, she wants to get to Shay, but obviously Shay is busy like doing her thing, and then afterwards she's like mingling with the guests. Um, Carrie, let me see. Let me just get that whole thing. Let's go on to the next one. I am totally cracking up at this. I don't know why. So look, Carrie is there because now apparently her and Anthony must be besties or something. So Carrie spots her date. And so she's like her old date, the guy that she went and threw up with. So she's using Anthony. She's trying to hide behind him. Basically, that's pretty much it. She's like, oh my goodness, I don't want to see this guy. But let me go back to this for a second. Um, Miranda was finally able to meet up with Shay after she did the eye, like she saw her, and then like Shay like sees her, and remember Shay is talking to people. Shay and Miranda eventually meet up and they're talking, and Miranda's like, I tried to contact you, DM you or whatever it is, and you didn't get back to me, and Shay's like, oh what? You did? I didn't know. And so basically I'm just curious, why have they never? I would think that she would have a better form of communication, like an email, a bat phone, a phone. Like it's just so weird to me. Like the whole weird DMing. Like, why would she say? Because like, so Shay told her you can DM me, but then it's like when she got DM'd, like everything got lost because apparently she gets a lot of them. I don't know. So anyway, Shay's like, look, I didn't see your DM. And Miranda's still like, well, you never got back to me. But now Shay confesses to Miranda that she wants to get down and get her naked. And of course Miranda's like, the whole thing is so weird. But anyway, like I said, getting back to it. Carrie, you see how dark these pictures are? This is how it was watching the entire episode. Carrie doesn't want to see Throw Up Man, so she's hiding behind him. But like I said, they're acting like they're besties now, and somehow she wanted Anthony to go make sure that he was leaving. And another reference to Big's death comes up again. It was kind of weird because Anthony, they were talking about their bad dates. Okay. And basically Harry's like, well, I won, with the throne. I don't know, whatever. So look, so this is the part that had me hollering, you know. So first of all, let me just say, I actually thought this scene was hilarious. So basically, Carrie, they have to auction off a date for Carrie, and they're like, "Hey, this is the lady who does the sex writing," and she's like, "I'm not a sex writer." So now she's bombing out like Charlotte, like, "Yo, you told me that I'm writing for sex. Like, it sounds like I'm a porn writer." She's like, "We're not friends anymore." That sounds like something that people would really say. Because I know I would say that to one of my friends. I'd be like, seriously, like our friendship is in jeopardy. Like we can no longer be friends. I know one of my girlfriends would say something like that to me. She'd be like, seriously, like we're not friends anymore. Like, did you just have me out here in these streets, being proclaimed as some sort of like sex porno writer? She'd be like, we're not friends after this. Like, even though it's not true, but she would have been like, seriously? Okay, I got words for you. So, with that being said, so now Carrie's mortified, like they think I'm like a porno writer. So they're like, "Come on up here." And she's like, "Ah." Okay, I all the way was here for it. I was enjoying the weird humiliation. Um, so yeah, the guy that was hosting it actually, okay, it was homie right here. He kept calling her a sex writer. It was LTW's husband. Okay. And Carrie's feeling like, yo, I really hate you right now. So she has to get up on the stage. And now they're like trying to hold this auction and nobody. They started out at 500. Then I think it went down to 450. So finally, Charlotte starts saying 700, 800, or whatever. The whole thing was hilarious. Finally, look, Carrie bid on herself. She was like 1,000, like, because she's like, let me just get out of this misery. But then Throw Up Man bids 1050. Yo, did I get a picture of that? I don't think I did. Throw Up Man swoops in and bids. I was like, yo. So basically, they chit chat and basically, whatever. So look, there is a scene. Well, and let me just end the last one. They chit chat, they agree, like, you know what, we don't have to do this date, but then they agree to do the date anyway, just because it's for the kids, just to have a good time, whatever. But look, Shay and Miranda have a sex scene. Okay. So I picked these scenes. This is actually when they were after Shay finished her set. I didn't want to pick anything on a sex scene because it was just so I didn't want to see that. They had boobies out, which actually I'm not into women, but I was like, wow, they're sitting pretty good for somebody who's older than me. But anyway, so this was when she first got off the stage, but I'm actually talking about the actual sex scene. Shay and Miranda sync up after the auction. Cause Miranda's like after Shay tells her, like, yeah, I just want to get you somewhere naked and do these things. And Miranda and her ding dong self, full on lobotomy mode. I love you. And basically Shay's like, no, chick, like you're just in love with how I'm making you feel right now because I'm good at sex. But this is what was so weird about the scene. Why was Miranda doing all this the entire time? I was like, please stop. Just stop. Be done with the scene. Why is she breathing so hard? Like this was the never ending. Oh, I was over it. I don't know. I can do without the Shay and Miranda sex scenes. Like I really can. Maybe it's just because I'm heterosexual. So it's just like I don't like it. I don't like seeing I just I'm not into it. I'm just not like so I just want look, I'm like grabbing stuff right now. I just don't like it. I don't it's just I just don't like it. You guys are just gonna have to be mad. You can say I'm a homophobe. I'm not. But I don't want to see it. I don't. Anyway, so I'm just about done. Look, Carrie was like, okay, this is her leaving the thing after. This is the professor guy that she went on a date with. Look, after this scene where they meet up and that they agree to go out and everything like that, Carrie goes home into her updated apartment, and then she gets a text from the guy, and I guess she's feeling all hopeful. All right, so this is my takeaway. Look, I do think the episodes are getting better. Okay. And I think that if people can just get out of their I hate this series train. I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I'm still on the Charlotte sucks train. I think they have to give it a chance to extend some grace. I think by now the writers in the show and the executive producers, all that, was it Michael Fitzpatrick or whatever his name is? I think they get it. I think they're like, okay, like we need to make some changes, right? Season two, if they get a season two, which I suspect they will, it has to be better. I actually thought it was a 7 out of 10. There was some moments of humor, but I just felt like it was so dark. Like it was super dark. Like I was like, why is everything at night? I just need Miranda to get a brain. I need her to get her brain back. I felt like the lion from the Wizard of Oz was gonna jump out and like da, 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 you know. I just I'm just done. That cat is like pushing on the door, like for real. So then this is what I would say. There needs to be no more Miranda and Shay sex scenes. Like they can allude to it. Charlotte is still insufferable. She had her one moment where she was just like, I'm tired. And women shouldn't have to apologize for everything. She had her moment. Oh, okay. And then I just feel like these writers need to atone for the bullishness because I don't know. Like, I feel like we love that Miranda was and smart and I don't know what's going on. Miranda, I mean, Charlotte is so stupid with these dumb outfits and dumb facial expressions, and she doesn't have a brain. And Carrie is self-centered, but she's always been self-centered. But she's got a little bit of growth. These writers, they need to fix it. Fix it. Season 2, fix it. But nevertheless, it's gotten better. Okay. Um, Seema can do no wrong. I just had to throw that in there. All right. So, look, that's pretty much it. Hopefully, you enjoyed it. Go ahead and subscribe. You know you want to. Okay. So stop with the shenanigans. You guys know that I'm an entertaining person, even though my energy is low because it is like 10, 11 at night and I need to be ready for bed. Because I am Gen X. You know, when we get older, we like to go to bed earlier. But anyway, yeah. So if you like it, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and share it out. Leave a comment. That's pretty much it. All right, I'll see you guys next time for the next one. Black opinionated woman out.